It's July 2nd, 2024. The time is 2:11 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Matari and Duncan. Bill, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, and Commissioner Brooks. So please join me in a moment of silence. All right, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Colin, would you lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Changes to the agenda. Okay, hearing none. Public comment? Hearing none. I would take a motion for minutes.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes, items 1 through 11.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye, and consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar, items 12 through 15.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. Payables?
I move that we approve payables for June 24 through June 28, 2024, in the amount of $514,553.03.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 17. This is grant amendment number ID 2023-022-01, and this is for the fixed route paratransit and ADA operations. It's with Federal Transit Administration in the amount of $1,428,085 with in-kind match of $106,914. And our Chad Engel, please.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. We are requesting your authorization to submit an FTA grant amendment in order to program our allocation of 5307 funds for operations supporting public transportation, as detailed on the amendment application. Changes consist of period of performance extension and increased award funding.
Okay, questions?
You are confident that we will have the match for this?
I am confident, yes.
Okay.
All right, motion?
I move that we approve the grant amendment number ID-2023-022-01, fixed route paratransit ADA operations with the FTA in the amount of $1,428,085 with an in-kind match of $1,106,914.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 18. This is Kootenai County Public Transportation Festival Agreement with the City of Post Falls Parks and Rec Department. Chad?
Yes, thank you again, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record. So we are seeking approval to provide transportation for the public going to the Post Falls Festival being put on by Post Falls Parks and Recreation Department. This is the same thing that we did last year. Costs will be covered by Post Falls, and this agreement has been reviewed and approved by legal.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the Kootenai County Public Transportation Festival Agreement with Post Falls Parks and Recreation and Transit.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan,
Aye. All right, item 19, Kootenai County Public Transportation Coordinated Human Services Transportation Plan and the METS Group, and Mr. Engel.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. Chad Engel with the Transit Department for the record again. This is an agreement with METS Group to update Kootenai County Public Transportation's Coordinated Human Services Transportation Plan. The agreement term is for 1 year with a lump sum of $18,000. We will be using FTA apportionment dollars already budgeted and for planning. The match will be in kind, or if we need extra dollars, we will use local jurisdiction cash. Legal has reviewed and approved the proposal.
And when we say in-kind's made up of three or four entities?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the Kootenai County Public Transportation Coordinated Human Services Transportation Plan with the METS Group.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Item 20, Fabrication and Installation Services, Allied Weldery, Inc., and our Transit Department. Mr.
Yes.
Engel.
Thank you, Commissioners. Chatting with the Transit Department for the last time today. This is agreement with Allied Weldery to fabricate and install 2 bus shelters. The agreement term is through September 30, 2024, with an amount not to exceed $49,999. We will be using our 5339 FTA grant funding provided by ITD, already budgeted and board approved. The match will be in kind first with some jurisdiction cash match, and legal has reviewed and approved the agreement.
Okay, questions, motion?
No questions. I move that we approve the fabrication and installation services of Allied Weldery, Inc. and Transit.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 21, Financial Budget. This is a request to purchase vehicle with our Parks and Waterways organization. Director Stephen, are you there?
Yes, good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record. Before you is a purchase order in the amount of $50,670 for the replacement vehicle that we discussed at last week's meeting. The vehicle is being purchased at a local dealership, and we are utilizing the state contract pricing. And with your approval, we will ask the auditor's office to provide a check, and we'll purchase that vehicle next week.
Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request to purchase the vehicle with Parks and Waterways.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 22, this is a lease addendum, AAL 2018-010, and these are lease adjustments with Infinite Electronics International, Inc., and Ms. Stevenson.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Kim Stevenson with the airport for the record. We are bringing to you Addendum A to the Infinite Electronics International lease. They have requested a special clause allowing for lease termination upon the sale of the building in their renewal period. They had some concerns about that, so we had legal verify that this was acceptable, and they are shrinking their lease lot slightly. They are a non-aviation business, and we are bringing the area back into aviation. And so, we're requesting your approval on the lease addendum.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the lease addendum AAL-2018-010 lease adjustments with Infinite Electronics International, Inc. in the airport.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 23, this is a ground lease, DACA 67524001440, and it's a renewal for the United States of America and our airport. Ms. Stevenson.
Kim Stevenson again for the records. This is essentially a renewal of a lease held by the Army Corps of Engineers that allows our local National Guard to use our pit to conduct realistic training roughly 3 to 6 times a year. It is a 5-year lease, and there is $16,500 of annual revenue associated with it.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the ground lease DACA 67524001440, a renewal with the United States of America and the airport.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 24, board approval request, and this is a request for annexation into Fire District, and there's 7 properties in Saddle Ridge Estates, and they will be going into Northern Lakes Fire District and our own civil deputy, Dave Ferguson.
Like you said, Commissioner, this is a request for annexation by 7 different property owners for annexation into the Northern Lakes Fire District. I reviewed the packet. The Fire District approved annexation at a properly noticed meeting, and the properties otherwise meet the qualifications for annexation. So the board should approve.
All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request for annexation of the 7 properties, Saddle Ridge Estates and Northern Lakes Fire District.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, item 25, this is the Hoodoo battery plant replacement quote approval with Day Wireless Systems in our 911. Mr. McCrory, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Colin McRoy, Kootenai County 911 Sheriff's Office. For the record, this is requesting your approval to move forward with this quote to replace the battery plant up at our Hoodoo communication site. It is currently in failure. We had a battery failure as part of the plant. It is a very long lead time. It's a very old battery plant, so the better move, the better process is to replace it. We did have it as an FY25 request, hoping to limp that battery bank along. However, we had another battery fail, so we could limp it along with 1 battery loss, but 2, it can't maintain the negative 48 volts that it needs to without if we remove that plant, a now failed battery plant battery. So this is an unbudgeted request to the E911 fund. We have more than enough fund balance to cover this request, which is $51,271.30. Additionally, I also have currently in capital projects for we had a project for $650,000 for the fire dispatching station alerting project that is not moving forward. So I also have that funding just sitting there in capital projects for this year. So we would request to just go ahead and utilize those funds to do this project and get it done before snow flies.
Okay, and you're able to reduce your 25 budget?
Correct.
Obviously, it's restricted funds.
Correct.
So.
We already asked to remove that from our budget request.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the Hoodoo battery plant replacement with the quote that was given with Day Wireless Systems and 911.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye. Thank you. All right, item 26, board approval request. This is an independent contractor agreement for bookkeeping services with 2 of our folks who are exiting our public defense office, Jennifer Jenquine and Ann Taylor. And I don't know, in our packet, we may not have the most up-to-date contract. And so what I would say, if you wanted to approve it today, that we would review the up-to-date contract and put it on consent calendar for next week.
Was there anything that was relevant as far as terms or anything in the contract that was changed?
The fact that they're going to need county equipment, the computers for the next 2 months in order to make the approvals, and then they will surrender those upon the end of the contract.
And that's because that way they can access the systems in order to update stuff. I have no problem with that.
Okay. All right, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the independent contractor agreement for bookkeeping with Jenquine and Taylor.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Matari,
Aye.
Chair Duncan.
Aye, and for the record, it was $2,500, one lump sum for 2.5 months worth of work. With that, I will call for public comments. Okay, hearing none, 2:25, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.